All right guys, I just bought another car off of Copart. This one is actually going to be for my fiance. We've been looking at these for quite some time and this one popped up nearby and it is pretty much exactly what we wanted. So here are some of the pictures from the Copart listing. It's a Toyota FJ Cruiser. This one is a 2014 in cement gray with a little roof damage, as you can see here. Looks like a tree fell on it, but it is a run and drive with only about 100,000 miles. So after checking the pictures on Copart, I decided to drive down to San Diego and check it out for myself in person. Here are some photos that I took of it while I was there in person. They had it wrapped up in this blue plastic, but I could still get a better idea of what the damage was. The interior was in really good shape, just a little dirty. In the picture, you can see this console here on the headliner, which means it has the off-road package with crawl control. You FJ guys know what I'm talking about. The frame and undercarriage is also super clean, and I was actually able to start it, which was super nice, and it sounds really smooth. So after checking it out in person and being able to start it, we decided we wanted to bid on it. Now, we did pay a little more than what we wanted to, but it is exactly what we wanted. So here's how that went.
That's it, babe.
I don't know, if you want to do one more, you can. Yeah, he must have some.
He's gonna go high.
Like 15.
He's gonna go high.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, one more.
And might I add, I was not the one in control of bidding here. And we all know how caught up we can get when we're super interested in a project.
Went pretty high. Is he messing with us now? Are you gonna do last second?
Babe.
So now that we've won the auction, we need to drive down to San Diego, which is about a 2.5 hour drive, and pick up our new FJ Cruiser project on Rebuild Revival. We're down here in San Diego at the Copart lot, and they're bringing out the FJ on the forklift like they normally do. We'll just guide them onto the trailer where we want it. It's always a little nerve-wracking when they're setting it up on the trailer with the forks, but this guy did a good job, so we're good to go. I always get excited once they set it down on the trailer because that means it's now ours. So we'll just strap it down and then head back to the shop. All right guys, so we made it back to the shop. Now I just need to jump start it because it is dead, but this is a run and drive, so we're just gonna drive it off the trailer. So let's go ahead and jump start it. This thing sounds super smooth. Very happy about that. Now this is the first time driving it, so I'm taking it a little slow, especially backing it off of the trailer into the street, but the brakes worked good and it was running fine. I love the retro off-road look of these FJ Cruisers, like the factory off-road style roof rack and these 3 small windshield wipers, the off-road style mirrors with the lights, the factory rock sliders with the off-road package, and the big plastic tire cover with the FJ emblem. So let's get this wrap off so we can see what's going on underneath. I already kind of know from the pictures from the auction, but ever since I've seen it, it's been wrapped up like this, so I haven't really seen it in person. We will be replacing pretty much the whole roof assembly, but let's dig in and see how far we're gonna need to go. All right guys, if you ever buy a car from an auction and it's got some of this tape on it, it's really sticky and it can peel the paint off depending on what condition the paint is in. So if you just use a heat gun, it'll reactivate the glue and you'll be able to remove the tape a lot easier. In our case, it doesn't really matter because we'll be replacing this quarter panel anyways, but you never know. There we go. This blue stuff isn't as sticky. It's just this white stuff. Taillight pieces. More taillight pieces. Mirror pieces. Lots of tree pieces. I noticed this earlier, but we've got some WeatherTech floor mats in here. That's pretty sweet. Ooh. Wendy's trash. Not good. Hey, the brake pedal pad. I was missing that. Little cover panel. We'll keep that. Let's pull this out. Yeah, this tree just came down. Boom. I want to get a better look inside at the inner structure. So I want to pull the interior panels out, but I'm just going to clean all this mess up first. Getting super close to pulling this headliner out. There's just a couple of connections. There's one over there. There is one by the back, very rear pillar on the passenger side. And then you've got the main harness that goes down the driver A-pillar that you need to disconnect from the car and take with the headliner. So we're just gonna pop all of these little clips off, and we've already disconnected it down below. Now I'll push the roof up some with a hydraulic ram just to get a better idea of what metal needs to be replaced. Now I'm obviously not going to use this rear hatch, but I did want to be able to close it so I can drive it over to where I'm going to store it for a little while. Now that I have most of the interior panels removed and the roof pushed up some, I can really see the extent of the damage. So I started labeling some of the panels as like an X here for bad or okay, like over there for a good panel that I don't need to replace. And over here on the passenger side was a little bit worse, but still not too bad. The main thing we're going to need to be doing is replacing the pillars in both of the corners. There is a structural steel panel in here, and you could tell by the thickness of the panels. You could see this one is a little bit thicker than this interior one. This is the structural component in the corner of the body. It's what the latch mounts to on this side, and then what the hinges mount to on this side. So for on this side, I'll actually be making a cut somewhere around this area and leaving the rest of this roof portion of the quarter panel. So we'll be cutting it somewhere in there. And then down here, I'll be probably cutting it somewhere in here. And this is just for the outer skin of the quarter panel. Now here is the interior of the passenger side. You can obviously see all of my labels that I'm making around. A lot of this stuff in this back corner is going to need to be replaced, and I'm just going to go down to the factory joints. Like this panel here comes down to this factory joint, so we'll leave this smaller panel right here, cut out the spot welds, and then replace this whole portion here. And most of everything back here on the top. The roof skin, obviously. I'm not sure about this upper rail, if there's any factory joint or if we'll have to replace the whole thing. We'll have to look. The rail is actually underneath this panel. This panel will be replaced at the factory joint, which is up here. And over here on the driver's side, it's actually a little bit less damage, but since some of these panels are a little bigger, like this one here, it goes all the way to the back. This whole panel needs to be replaced. I think mostly this whole pillar does not, which is behind this panel. The factory joint on this panel is right here. So that is this entire panel here on the inside, but the pillar behind it I think is still good, as well as this pillar where the door hinges, the back door hinges. So this entire pillar, even the panel on the inside, I think is still good. Most of what's in this corner is going to need to be replaced, pretty much all the way down to this corner. There are some factory joints down in this area that will be drilling out the spot welds. I think actually right here for the interior panel, but the exterior panel goes a little bit lower. And then obviously this whole panel on the top will be replaced. Here's a little look at the exterior of the driver's side. So this whole panel comes down in this area. You can see some of the factory spot weld joints here. This piece will stay, that piece will go. I want to replace everything at the factory joints as much as possible just to make it structurally sound. And I will be pushing and pulling this roof back into its original position also as much as possible. We'll be doing that later on. Right now, I just wanted to push it up out of the way, but we'll be taking measurements, making sure everything is square and where it should be in this area before we remove any metal. Over here on the driver's side, same thing with the quarter panel. Pretty much the whole quarter panel needs to be replaced, and we'll be going down to the factory joint, which is pretty much this whole panel here, all the way around to the front of the quarter panel. But all of that obviously needs to be replaced. I may come down to this little cut point because actually this panel is one whole side panel. It goes all the way around all the doors, underneath the doors, all the way up around. So you can technically replace the whole panel, but you would be doing all the way around to the front of the doors, all the way down here along the bottom. So I'll probably be making a cut here, or I'll go down here underneath this trim panel and I'll make a cut down there, something like that. But for the top of this side, there's actually damage up here towards the front. So we'll be replacing this roof panel all the way down to the A pillar. Now I'm not going to be cutting this. This is an exterior trim panel. I'll be cutting the panel that's underneath this somewhere in this area. None of the structure will be cut in here, just the exterior skin, which is this roof panel, quarter panel piece. And once we start getting into this project and pulling panels off, you'll be able to see how the panels attach at their factory points better than me trying to explain everything, as well as myself. I've never worked on an FJ. I've never really done any type of job like this. So what I'm doing now is just trying to figure out what panels I need to buy. It's pretty much the entire roof assembly with quarter panels, and I'll input a picture here. And buying the roof assembly like that will give me plenty of panels to work with. So once I start getting into this project and seeing exactly what needs to be replaced, I'll have everything that I need. I also just scanned the car just to see if there were any codes or pending codes or anything like that. There weren't any check engine lights, but not all codes will throw a check engine light. And it did come back with this ABS fault here. And so it shows low or high power supply voltage to the ABS module. So we'll have to look into that. There aren't any ABS lights, so I'm assuming that it is probably not that big of a deal, or it's something, even though it says current, that it's not actually happening. So we can erase this and then we'll see what it does, but I'm just gonna leave it for now until we actually jump into this project. So no big deal there. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video on the 2014 FJ Cruiser project. Now I will be putting a hold on this one while I finish up a couple of other projects, but don't worry, I will be getting back to the FJ Cruiser project sooner rather than later, because I am very excited to get this one done. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.